think, like, first of all, like, wow, the progress is incredibly fast. When you're zoomed into the day-to-day and the different papers that are coming out on the scale of a week, maybe sometimes it can feel slightly slow. But when you zoom out, like AlexNet, as I mentioned, this ImageNet recognition benchmark that was beaten by neural net that really started the deep learning revolution and transformation was 2012. We're in 2021. So it hasn't even been a decade. And I'll get to live, hopefully, 4 more decades or something like that, maybe. Like from 2012 to now has been a complete transformation of AI. And a lot happened in a decade. And so if I'm going to witness something on those orders of magnitude in the next 4 years, it's really mind-boggling to extrapolate. And fundamentally, we have these algorithms that seem to be only upper bounded by the data and the compute. We're going to get more compute, and we are specializing all of our hardware to neural networks, and all of that is ongoing. Our current processors actually are not very specialized for running neural nets, and there's a lot of low-hanging fruit there. And also the size of the field has grown, and so there's a lot more brain power going into improving everything. And so there's this exponential like return on all this investment in hardware and software. And so you shouldn't expect linear improvements. You should actually expect like some kind of an exponential improvements. So it gets even more mind-boggling. And so I think in the short term, we're absolutely going to see much more automation, be it self-driving cars or drones or warehouses. And that's very easy to predict. But I think on the long term, that's where it starts to get kind of even more dicey, because I joined OpenAI. OpenAI is basically an AGI project, artificial general intelligence. So the idea is we're trying to develop fundamentally a artificial brain that thinks and wants and acts and functions like a human being. So I would say next to a visual cortex, we sort of have a check mark, like that part of the brain, we sort of maybe like understand the principles of, but we certainly haven't understood the entire brain and how, decision-making is done and so on. But I think we are, with robotics and so on, we are probably going to make a massive dent into that over the next decade or 2 or 3. Yeah, I think we're probably going to see some very exciting things come from AI, because the technology is not really upper bounded in any like real way. And it's mildly concerning, but kind of exciting. So I think we'll see what happens.
Andre, it's been absolutely wonderful having you on. Learned so much. Thank you. Now, if anyone listening is like me and would like to keep learning from Andre, I highly recommend viewing and reading all the material on Andre's webpage, Karpathy.ai. This includes his talk at Tesla Autonomy Day, where he's on stage together with Elon Musk. I highly recommend following Andre on Twitter, where he very generously shares his latest insights on AI with the world. And on Twitter, that's @Karpathy. We will be posting an extended version of our interview with Andre on our website, therobotbrains.com, very soon. We are interviewing people for the podcast every week, so to make sure you can listen to every new episode, please subscribe to the Robot Brain podcast on Apple, Spotify, or Google Podcasts. Thank you.